Yo, this is JBJR, and you're now tuned in to the Casual Fighter Podcast.
Check it out now. Third strike, yo. Yo, check it out now. Third strike, yo.
All right. So, hello, everybody in Twitch world. Hello, everybody in podcast world. What's going on? This is the Casual Fighter, episode 36. I'm joined with my friends here, my brethren, HMD Productions, as usual. Starting off, we got Zero Beat.
What up, y'all? And again, I don't like orange jumpsuits out in the Arctic. Player.
Next we have is Epidemic.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
And last but not least, man, we got the world famous JBJR Fish.
Thanks, everybody. How y'all doing?
I gave him the world famous moniker today, man. Man, if you haven't, man, there's an article out in Boys SDL, man. You guys can check that out about JBJR. It's real dope, man. There's a lot of tidbits that you're gonna learn about him, and there's a lot of tidbits you're gonna learn about. A little bit of tidbits you're gonna learn about all of us, honestly, man. Because he mentioned all of the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Hey, black actors, you know that's how we do. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, black actors. All right, but yeah, man, we're going to get started to it, man. We have a lot to talk about. We were supposed to record last week, but things came up, but I'm glad everybody's feeling better and well. So we decided to record this week, and we'll be recording next week as well. So we're going to do 2 weeks in a row. Casual Fighter, that's wild. So episode 36 is basically going to be a part 1. God damn it. Motherfucking part 1. And first thing we're going to talk about, we have a little bit of shop talk. There was a video that came out, I believe it was yesterday. It was on the 14th. So it's either the 13th or the 14th. I think it was the 13th, actually. And it's a video on Watchmojo. I've watched a lot of Watchmojo before, but this one was a little interesting. They came out with a video 2 days ago. It's called the top 20 best fighting games of all time. All time. Wild, right? It's wild. I couldn't believe it. It's kind of weird to me that like they had this set up here. We're talking about the top 20 best fighting games of all time. Like there's always new fighting games coming out, and there's always classic fighting games that you can always have there. And I might eventually have to put up a list, but we're kind of running short on time, so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Give me a quick second so I can go ahead and get the scene up and running for it.
Don't worry, nigga. I'm telling you.
Sound me today. And you know what? There's going to be a new feature coming up on the Casual Fighter soon as well. We're going to have like a timer like on around the horn on ESPN. We're going to start doing that. We're going to have like a nice bell. So I'll set it up for next week's episode. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be funny. But anyway, man, here you go, man. You got the top fighting games video going on in the background here. And I actually need to open up a window, or I can just skip through the video for it really quick. But yeah, let's go ahead and list off the top 20 that they have here. And mind you, let's also keep this in a casual sense. This is the Casual Fighter, so it kind of makes sense that we're looking at this video. Man. So here we go. They're starting off with the first one, and the first one, number 20, is War of the Monsters. I've never played this game. I have no idea.
I actually have.
You have? Okay, so you're gonna give us some insight on this shit. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So
yeah, go ahead.
So basically how you see in the game, like how the game is, like if you watch the Watchmojo video, it's PlayStation 2 game. It's kind of a arena fighter, best way I can put it. And with giant robots and giant monsters. Like this, just the best way I can put it. You know, destructible environments and all that other shit. Like, you know, it's for
is it like a 3D version of King of the Monsters from like them old SNK games or Midway games or something like that?
You know what? That's actually the best way to put that. You know what? That's actually a great way to. That's perfect. It's literally that.
All right, that's what I was thinking after looking at it.
But instead of having an electrified ring, it's just you just in the city fucking shit up.
Okay.
What was the other name of the game where your video games was fucking playing? And they actually made a fucking boss race because fucking Sapo trying to beat the game with something. Fucking, oh my god, that shit was hard as hell. On the hardest difficulty. I forgot the name of it. But man, this is what it kind of reminds me of a little bit, but
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name either.
Yeah, but that one was fucking absurd. Anyway, man, like I was like perplexed. Like, that's number 20. Okay, whatever. That's kind of weird. So yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and skip a little forward, man. Get to number 19, and this one is an interesting one as well, dog. Def Jam Fight for New York.
Hey, I'm all right with it.
I'm okay with that one.
Hey, you know what? Def Jam Fight for New York is let's call it what it is, bro. that was the shit. It was.
Yeah, it was.
That's a hood classic.
So
certified hood classic. Certified.
So, this is one game I don't mind being on the list, probably as much as I would like War of the Monsters. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? So even me as like a competitively casual, consider myself competitively casual at this level, at this point in my life. Not as casual as I used to be, but not as, I'm not pro at all, nowhere near it. But Def Jam Fighting for New York, even though it's technically a wrestling game. Wrestling games are still technically fighting games. When you go to you look up any boxing game, any wrestling game, they're considered fighting games. Like in the genre. That is a combat sport. Exactly. So it is technically a fighting game. You just don't think of it as a fighting game in that sense that a la Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter. We're gonna get to that and get to that a little bit in a minute because that's not on that list. Spoiler alert. Another game that's not on that list, and you're gonna be like, "What? No Guilty Gears on that list."
That hurts. Where is my?
Yeah, hey. Well, there's good reasons behind it. We'll get to that in a second. Even though I don't agree with them not being on the list, but I would definitely have replaced War of the Monsters with something else. Now. I don't know what the fuck that was. I've never heard of that shit. James Jr. is the only one out of this group who was like, oh, I know what that is.
I know what it is, but it is what it is, though, man.
Yeah, I would have not put that on the list. That's me. But yeah, man, Def Jam Fight in New York. I'm okay with this one a little bit. I have my reasons, my own personal reasons why I'm okay with it, and everybody else here seems to be in agreement on that one. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. We keep going, and we're gonna keep skipping over to number 18, which is Power Stone 2.
I'm okay with that. Stop. I'm gonna be okay with Power Stone 2 for the sole fact. No, I can't knock that one. That one I can't knock.
Yeah, we're gonna have an argument on this one because if I was gonna put a Power Stone game, and y'all know how I feel about Arena Fighters, period. But if I was gonna put a Power Stone game in this bitch, it would have been the first one.
First one was cool.
I like the first one.
I like the second one because it was more. I don't know, man. For me, I played both, and
I played both too.
Better. I like two better. I don't know.
The only thing that two hit is like 4 people can play instead of 2. But
I guess that's why. I guess it made it more crazy because it gave me the Smash Brothers feel that I wanted without me playing Smash. But I guess that's probably the reason why.
I guess, but I'm not a fan. Yeah, but I don't know. Zero Beat, because we played a lot of Power Stone.
I played this one more. Honestly, it's just the fact that I played the first one, but it's been so long I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
So I can't really say. I wouldn't put this on the top 20 of all time, but I wouldn't either. I'd put it on a list for something, but not top 20 of all time.
I would not.
Underrated list, maybe.
Maybe
on that.
But a top 20 of all time, and there's other fighting games you could have picked. There's one game I would have definitely at least replaced that on, and that's Capcom vs. SNK 2. Capcom vs. SNK 2 would have been on this list somewhere.
Oh, easily.
Without question. Even on a casual level.
Wow.
And the fact that they're putting games like number 17 number 17, Persona 4.
That's one of my favorite fighting games of all time, but I wouldn't say it's one of the top 20 best of all time. I love this game.
Right.
I love it. but I don't. It's not quite there. It's
right
of all time.
Like I would exchange that out. To be totally honest, I would exchange that out for Guilty Gear X2. To be totally honest,
yeah,
I would exchange that out for that.
And I love that more than X2, but I still sub it out.
So let's get to the Guilty Gear and Virtual Fighter argument before we reveal the rest of the list that they have here. If you haven't seen the list already, guys. The reason why, and this is a good reason. This is a reason that I fully accept. Guilty Gear and Virtual Fighter, like Virtual Fighter has been like out of this way long enough because of Tekken 3. How Tekken 3 kind of just basically said, "Yo, no, we the real 3D fighting game out here."
It did. It did.
It kind of killed it. So Virtual Fighter has become a niche like series. And Guilty Gear has always been a niche series, honestly. Like the only time
kinda.
Until now, essentially. Yeah. But it's now.
It's literally this current game.
Exactly. And it's fucking Watchmojo. They don't get shit right. So like they only gonna know like somebody. If somebody actually was like, yo, War of the Monsters was the shit. Like, who the fuck played War? Like, again, me, competitively casual at this level, and casual back then. Fully casual back then. What the fuck is War of the Monsters? What the fuck was that shit, bro?
I'm mad at that title.
I don't know. Like, what the fuck is that?
He is upset at this.
He is perplexed.
Bro, I am very perplexed. Like, what the fuck is War of the... What the fuck?
Y'all can at least put King of the Monsters if y'all gonna go there.
Something. Goddamn. The fuck is this shit? That's some bullshit.
Y'all
anyway,
no Fatal Fury, no Art of Fighting.
Y'all
Streets of Rage.
They put an SNK game. They put two SNK games on
Streets of Rage.
Yeah, they
but
did.
we're gonna get. But we're gonna get in
that's a side scroll.
Yeah, Streets of Rage is a beat 'em up. That is not a fighting game. So anyway, man, like Persona 4, like when it got to this, I was like, okay, that is a perplexing pick because what is this list? How are you gonna put something like like the shit that's like on the rest of the list? You're gonna put some of those titles in there, and then you put like fucking, and you put like fucking like what you call it, like Persona 4, like, huh?
That's real. That's such a niche title to be talking of all time.
Right. Oh,
like I said, I love the game. Like it really is one of my favorite fighting games, but I don't know if I put it on this list like that.
I would have not put that on. There's like already 3 titles. I was like, nah, I would not put that on the list. I probably would have actually been like, if somebody said and argued for Def Jam, I would have been like, you know what? Like, what was it like? Like when MTV was doing the best artists of all time, like the best rap artists of all time.
Yeah, we don't claim that list.
I'm just saying though, like with fucking like Sway and like whoever else was on that fucking panel, they were like, okay, these are the top 10 and the top 10 albums of all time, which I have many issues with. I'm like, what? But like, yeah, man, that's what you're kind of looking at. That's the feel that you get when you have like a panel with somebody who argues for fucking Def Jam Fight in New York. I'll be like, okay, maybe we'll think about that one a little bit. What's going on, Seven Guns, man? The topic list is always on the right, so always just check that out. Anyway, we're going to continue on because we are on a time crunch. Yeah, man, I would have not put Persona 4. I know you love that game, kid, but
well, like I say, even I probably wouldn't put it on there because
exactly,
like, it's not of all time. That's what's killing me about this list of all time, bro. And like, some of the games on here are fun and for their crowd.
Right. You put a game like this and then you put a game like War of the Monsters. I'm done, bro. I'm so done with that. Here you go. Here you put in a game like that. You put Darkstalkers and Night Warriors. Which this one I want to get your opinions on really quick before we speed around the rest of it.
Man, me and Bishop already said it should have been 3. It should have been Vampire Savior, bro.
Here's the problem though. And Max brought up a good point when he said this on the stream. Who the fuck played Darkstalkers 2 and Darkstalkers 3?
I did. I actually like Darkstalkers 3.
Well, yeah, that's y'all.
Darkstalkers 3.
But I'm talking about in the general sense, yeah. If you look up the sales, if you look up like all like the history of that game, like in arcades, motherfuckers played the first one
That was it, probably.
That was it.
Because I never even saw the other ones in arcade. Like Darkstalkers 2 straight up just did not come over here. Wow. I know it didn't on systems, so I'm probably sure it didn't on arcades either. And 3, that's got its own crowd, so it's like, I love the game. It's like one of my favorites of all time. It's one of my favorites of all time. But yeah, you got a point. Ain't no one played it like that.
So yeah, that's why I understand like why Darkstalkers is out here. I knew this one's gonna touch people. Like the first one. Number 16, interesting. I don't even know if I actually put Darkstalkers period on the list, but I get it. But you're thinking about what Max was saying as well, like genre defining games. What thing is, will I consider Darkstalkers as a genre defining game?
In its own way, I would, because like there's nothing else like that at the time, especially in it was nothing like this at the time in like 1994. There was no other game like this.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, man, speed run. We're gonna get to the next game, which is again, this is a good pick. I personally think this is a good pick. King of Fighters 13.
Yes.
Visually, I would have put 98 or 2002.
2002. I would say 2000. If you want to talk about genre defining, 2002, hands down. I would say 2002
because it had everybody.
Yeah.
It was like the Mortal Kombat trilogy.
It had everybody.
Bro, it did the Everybody Is Here before Smash Brothers Ultimate did the Everybody Is Here. Spoiler alert: Smash Brothers Ultimate is number 1.
Of course.
And we don't even need to talk about that. Why? And I'm like, bro, it's video games the game.
Yeah, it's real Mugen.
It's actual Mugen. Right. Like, that's what that is. We're spoiler alert.
Store-bought Mugen.
Basically.
Exactly.
That's literally what it is at this point. It's official store-bought Mugen.
I think somebody really had a love for Maya because that's what this fucking screen.
Oh, yeah, that's all that's in these clips is her.
It's just in many clips.
Yeah.
If she was in the game,
that's 3.
Like, I'm not talking about just this game, man. She's just all over the fucking video.
Game looks so clean.
Two words, man. Jiggle physics. That's all we gotta say.
Dude, we love a lot of fucking bit. But yeah, man, King of Fighters 13 definitely deserves a spot in my opinion. I really do think it's a really good game. It sucks the online sucks, but this is before that shit really mattered and we really cared about online.
Yeah,
it was like right before
different time period.
And it was so good because the graphics this is pretty much like, I don't ever want anybody to talk about, I want Street Fighter or other games to go back to pixel-based sprites. I'm like, no, because you're not going to be able to do it like King of Fighters 13. You're not going to be able to do what they did to bankrupt the fucking company.
Yeah, don't do that.
For the second time. It's not going to happen, bro. So you know what? Fuck sprites. We don't need it.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, just do kind of like what Arts did. Make a 3D model and put 2D on top of it. That's simple. That's not gonna bankrupt you.
And not every game needs to look like that either, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That game looked good though. KOF 13.
Hey man, it's great.
So fluid.
All right, so this is the one where Max had a fucking like blow up, and this is why I looked at this list, and the whole reason why we're talking about it. They put Injustice 2 at motherfucking number 12, dog. No, number 14, my bad.
That should be higher. That should be higher.
Really?
To me, yeah.
Really?
That's to me. I'm going to say this, man. Injustice 2, to me, is probably one of the most underrated fighting games I've ever played. And then visually, one of the best games, visually one of the best fighting games I've ever played. Visually and gameplay wise, I'm going to me. Now, if I had to move it up, I'll move it up maybe one, maybe not. Well,
nah, maybe one spot. I think if we're gonna put King of Fighters 13 on this list, it should be in the 13th spot. I mean, hey, to be fair, they put it in the 15th spot because King of Fighters 15 is out now.
That's funny when you look at it like that.
Don't buy SNK shit. We'll get into that topic later.
Right.
But that's me. I'm just saying that's me. But you know,
right. I don't know. Anybody else?
I mean, I'm still trying to learn the game for Injustice 2. That's where Mortal Kombat 11 got most of it from. Because to me, Mortal Kombat 11 is a dumbed down version of Injustice 2.
And
the
that's
combos,
why.
the
And
combos
that's
in
why I
that
fuck
game, man, it's endless, man. Batman is. I'm gonna just say Batman. That's it.
Like,
I
and,
would
that,
just say
and
Batman.
that's why, and that's exactly what Epidemic said is why Saint Justice 2 should be on this list, because let's call it what it is, man. Plus the story.
The story is great.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they got customization shit, even though like it was fucking horrible in this game, dog. It's probably worse than Mortal Kombat 11, but it was horrible in this game, dog. I hate that shit with a passion.
yeah, but the moves for the characters and the variations of the combos and stuff, it's dope.
Yeah, the actual fight
combat.
mechanics was great. Yeah.
I can't say much because I played the first one and was like, how do you play this?
Zone and win. That's how you play it.
Basically.
Couldn't figure out.
Man, they got the Ninja Turtles on there, man.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so here's the number 13 spot. It's fucking Project Justice. I know, kid, you got some thoughts about this one.
Would have probably actually it plays better than Rival Schools, but I probably would have put playing Rival Schools on there if I was gonna put one of those two games. But I get why they picked the technically better game.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I really think Project Justice is really good. You've never seen Project Justice? Project Justice is fun as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
I never played it.
Bruh.
It's so fun.
I still play this at Devin's house whenever he boots up the Dreamcast.
Yeah, man.
He's the
I remember
only person I know that's got it.
Yeah. That's probably what I be doing too. Like, yo, we at your place? Oh, man. Boot up the Dreamcast. We're playing Project Justice for the night.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's
Like,
fun.
I love dicking around with shit.
There's a Kira in there.
Man, because this is the series that the Kira came from. Like, I'll probably play me a little bit of Zaki though. That's me.
Hey, she was cool though.
Fucking school ninja girl, man. Death ninja. But yeah, man.
Suit guy.
Oh my god. But yeah, man, that was an interesting pick. It kind of blew my mind that it was on here, but I'm kind of glad it's getting some reputation. And people don't like Watchmojo, like writers apparently knew about it. And the next list, number 12, is Samurai Showdown. And we're talking 2019 Samurai Showdown, which I agree with.
I'm surprised they went with that. I'd say it's technically one of the best ones, but I'm kind of surprised they went with that instead of 5.
It's severely underrated. I think it's severely underrated.
5, yeah, I know.
It's no, the new one is severely underrated from what I've seen. It's a very
really
underrated
good. The problem is that netcode killed it.
Yeah,
like it's a real fun game. Like I played 100 matches or so in it online, and I was like, this sucks, but I like the game.
Hey, so Watchmojo actually mentioned that too. You're like, yo, netcode killed this game, but it's still really fucking good. This pretty much, if I guess until now, because I think King of Fighters is probably going to eventually beat it. This is still the best-selling SNK game. This game is the best SNK selling game.
It was good. Like I
really
enjoyed that game.
I love watching it. I love when we was watching it over Evo. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that tournament footage of that is pretty dope because it's like got this slow based footsies kind of gameplay, and it's like it's cool to see people just be patient and wait for that one moment to hit you with that hard Maru.
Yep. Like all my health is gone.
Basically.
I love it. I love the strategies that go around it too, man.
Yeah.
My next game, like, which Tekken would you have put on this list if you were not going to put Tekken 3? I would have put Tekken 5.
I was just about to say Tekken 3.
But some people will say 5.
5. It's between 5 and 7. If you're talking about overall better game, 7. But if you're talking about like what
genre defining, casual heads.
Oh, damn.
What do they think? That's what I'm saying.
If you're talking about 7, you have to know the other 6 games damn near for real.
Yes.
5, I'll say 5 because 5 you can still pick up and get into it. Maybe I'll say 5. If I didn't have to, 4 is a good entry point, but
it's got its own issues.
No, it got a lot of issues, but 3, I'm fine with 3 for a lot of reasons.
3 is the genre to find. It's like this was made Tekken Tekken. Yeah, it's number 3. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff from that's still carried in.
Exactly. And the fact that this game basically said, oh, Virtual Fighter, that don't exist no more. Tekken 3. It's genre-defining game. Think in that headspace. I want you guys to think in that headspace. But I do want your opinions on what game would you have put in that slot. You know what I'm saying? Next one is BlazBlue Central Fiction. I wholeheartedly disagree with this pick. And the fact that it's number 10.
That should have been Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
That should have been Guilty Gear.
Should be cross tag if we're gonna put a BlazBlue game on there. I would have not put this shit on here at all, dog.
Nah, like I said, if anything, it should have been, like I said, if you're gonna put any kind of game like it should have been it should have been Guilty Gear X2, and that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, because this game, it's not genre defining. I wouldn't say any of the BlazBlues are necessarily genre defined. Like, they're good games. They're quite good games.
But as a casual person from outside, just randomly like,
these ain't for casual.
No, hell no.
That ain't it.
BlazBlue is not for casual people.
BlazBlue is like drunken version of Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
Because once you start playing it, it's like, oh, how, what?
Yeah, it's not casual friendly at all. So I'm surprised this on this list, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, you know what? I take that back. It could have been XR Revelator. It could be XR Red 2. That's what? I take that back. Not X2. XR Rev 2 could have been in that spot. I could have, because I like Rev 2.
No, I would have did Double X. That's me.
Central Fiction is a fun game though, but I
wouldn't put it on this
list.
I am not putting it on no top 20 fighting games. That's why this list is weird. And it gets weirder with Dead or Alive 5 last round being number 9. The order of this list also throws me off. Because I would have absolutely not had this at number 9, bro. This would have been like,
no, last round would have been
number 19,
number 20,
right? Something, man. Because I still would have probably agreed to let y'all have Def Jam Fighter for New York on this list, but that would have Def Jam Fighter from New York, in my opinion, would have been in number 20, and this would have been in number 19. Ain't no way this is better than Injustice 2. Ain't no way this is ranked higher than Injustice 2.
No,
fuck out of here. Somebody has a my fetish.
I like how it's higher than KOF 13. Like, what?
It's higher than KOF 13, bro.
What?
Fuck out of here, bro.
Nah, you right about that my fetish though, because she error where you want to be, Visa.
I'm saying, man, like, bruh, somebody got a Discover card. It's like, bro, man, back No, this is kind of annoying. We're gonna keep moving on. Here's number 8, and I agree with this pick. And I agree, if you're gonna put a Mortal Kombat game, you put Mortal Kombat 9, because essentially it's a Street Fighter 4 Mortal Kombat.
It really is, though.
Pretty much.
You put Mortal Kombat 9, hands down.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I think this is pick number 9. No, it's pick number 8. I thought it was pick number 9. It would have been down like.
They gave us Freddy Krueger and Kratos in this game. Okay?
Exactly. Like, and basically, like, yeah, dog. Ed Boon said, "Hey, man, you see this model for Street Fighter 4? This is how we're gonna do our games from now on, dog. And then we're gonna upgrade them as much as possible." And then Justice Dive Among Us came out after that. And then you had Mortal Kombat 10, which is probably the best one out of the new series. And then you had fucking Injustice 2, and then you have Mortal Kombat 11, which everybody's now waiting on Mortal Kombat 12 to come out. But man, Mortal Kombat 9 basically brought this shit back from the brink.
Yeah, because like MK9, that's that game that even people like me that don't play MK play.
Exactly.
It was like I might play MK 1 and 2, but I don't really like play MK like that. Nah, I had this at one point. I'm like, nah, this is dope.
Because at first I was like, oh, they're probably if they're gonna put a Mortal Kombat game, they're probably put a trilogy, but nah.
I think this is the best choice. Because this really is the Street Fighter 4 MK.
Exactly. Now here's one where I'm like, why the fuck did you not put 2? They put Soul Calibur 6. They put Soul Calibur. This should have been 2.
Should have been 2.
Are we all in agreement on that one?
I agree with you.
I agree.
Because
That's
2
a
is
weird
like
one,
the
because like 6 is probably the best playing one, but for genre defining, nah, you got to put
2.
the second one.
That's all anybody thinks about, bro. You get a GameCube or you get whatever other system. Yeah, I played it on GameCube a lot.
Playing on PS2, hey, Hotch, giving niggas hands, boy.
Exactly, bro. Like 6, I would have not put 6, bro, at all.
I'm kind of surprised the newest game got on there.
That blew my fucking mind. I was like, 6? Why 6 though?
Now the next game, I agree with. I can agree with. I actually can agree with.
Oh no, yeah, Killer Instinct needs to be higher.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Like, there's so many good reasons. Best music in a fighting game. The fact that it was free to play. People bitch about it, but it was done right.
Yeah, compared to other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's really low key. To be honest with you, it's probably the most complete 1v1 game I played.
Exactly.
Like, as far as a fighting game, I'm not going front. It's probably
great netcode. People still playing in tournaments. Like, so much about this game, dog. Where I'm like, bro, I honestly personally think it should be higher. But they had it at what number?
6 or 7?
Number 6. Number 6? I would have had this shit higher, dog. Like, considering what the top 5 are, I would have had this higher. And considering also missing a game or two, that I would have had the top 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dog. Because number 5 is Skullgirls. I would actually flip flop this. In my personal opinion, I think Killer Instinct had a bigger impact than Skullgirls.
If anything,
at the end of the day, yeah, because
I would take Skullgirls out, honestly.
Really?
Explain.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
I think Skullgirls would have been on top of the list for me. But yeah, explain, Bishop.
To me, and don't get me wrong, because I play Skullgirls and I like Skullgirls, but like, I understand you're talking about genre defining, but it's one game on here that just I hate that they didn't put on here, even though they already got one of the games in the list already. It's just, which to me, if you're going to talk about genre defining, I just would rather them have Third Strike on here. Like, if you're going to be honest.
Ooh. Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you're going to replace, I'd rather if you take Skullgirls out, give me Third Strike, because you would not have the FGC without Third Strike, because Third Strike is why you got the FGC, why the FGC is a thing now. Like, I guess for me, that's why I'm looking at, if you're talking about genre defining for real. I guess that's how I'm looking at it.
That is actually a good argument for Third Strike now.
Yeah.
Actually, Skullgirls for me. I said top. Bottom of the list. If it were to stay on, but yeah, I totally agree with Third Strike, because James, you and I know, man, we that game was epic. Still is to this day.
That's everybody's game, but you gotta. Yeah, well, I will say this though, in defense against Third Strike, it took 3 iterations for people to give a fuck about Street Fighter 3.
And even then, it wasn't immediate.
Exactly. People actually hated Third Strike before, like, honestly, before Evo 2004 happened. So
bruh, when that game came out, man, it was.
Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck though. Nobody gave a fuck. I played the game. I played the game when it came out.
I used to play it in arcade. Yeah, see, I played it in arcade.
I played it in arcades,
but I didn't love it.
Exactly.
I loved it.
Like, it's kind of, I don't know about that.
But I'm weird about Third Strike nowadays anyway, because like I see the chinks in its armor.
Yeah.
Because it kind of ain't age as well as like certain other games. Like, but I get that people love that game though too. So it's hard to say.
Ain't no way I'm replacing that with Skullgirls, bro. I'm sorry, dog. Skullgirls stand on my list. Hey. You got all those other bullshit ass games that they put on this list, and you want to replace Skullgirls? Disagree. And it's an indie game. It was hand drawn.
Oh yeah, we met the artist.
Let's say
we met. Okay. Like, dog.
Well, I'll say this. I wouldn't say replace, take it out. I would say move it in another spot for a Third Strike. That's me personally. I would say it's personal. But I understand. I understand the argument that you have for Skullgirls. I'm not dissing your argument because I understand your argument.
And also looking at this list, they're putting like entries where it's pretty much like the only one of that series. To be honest with you, so
Yeah,
All right.
like,
So I see the next one.
you can't. Then, but the next one is fighters. Yeah, that's that's number 4. I would have moved this lower.
Yeah, I don't know if
It's not top 5. It's not top 5. Dog.
For me, it would have been Budokai 3.
No,
Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yeah,
no. I would have not put any Budokai games on there at all, dog, because everybody was asking for a Street Fighter or Marvel versus game done in this way, and they actually did it. I would absolutely have fighters on the list, considering but yeah, considering like everybody was like, bro, Dragon Ball, it brought the anime community in, bro, big time. This game brought the anime community in. They ain't like Budokai 3 ain't bring that. They did that shit. Hell no. So I would have. As soon as I saw fighters, I was like, yeah, good. I would not have said Budokai 3. I would not say any Budokai game whatsoever.
I'm mad fighters being on this list, to be totally honest with you.
I guess I guess 3 is like a personal favorite then, Budokai 3.
Yeah. Y'all going off of bias. I'm going off of bias in some cases, like War of the Monsters.
Right, exactly, nigga. So we're gonna talk about bias.
No, who the fuck played that shit outside of you, Bishop?
Clearly, people did. You read the comments.
Oh no,
people did.
Wow,
like people in them comments probably like, hey, thanks for that rep, man. Thanks for that rep. Y'all was looking out for me.
For me. Oh my god.
But that's good fighters up there though. Lastly, fighters is good because that's one of my favorites too. So
this is what I'm saying. They're putting like one per series, and they decided to go with Street Fighter 2. I would not put OG. I would have not put OG Street Fighter 2.
Oh well, not OG. Well, you gotta put OG Street Fighter 2 because that changed fighting games forever.
That is the fighting game. That is the fighting game.
The genre forever.
Like this is why we have 1v1 fighting games.
Street Fighter 2s, but like Street Fighter 2, that first one, that completely rechanged like that. Yeah,
we didn't even know combos existed.
Right,
because that was that game gold standard. It's literally the gold standard of fighting games. Like, hey, if you're gonna make a fighting game, you go off of Street Fighter 2. Like it was pretty much the gold standard for its time. It's still, for nostalgia's sake, it still pretty much is.
Yeah.
I gotta give Street Fighter. Like, if I'm gonna pick a Street Fighter, I'm gonna pick the one that changed the world, and that's the one that changed everything.
Yeah, but number 2. But here we go. We gotta hurry up the speed run because I know we're way over on this topic. Number 2 is Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
Valid.
Without question.
Valid.
If this wasn't the number 1 pick, it's definitely number 2. I'm fine with it being number 2. And we already know what number 1 is. It's already spoiled it. Smash Bros. Ultimate. But yeah, man, like, do we have any arguments about the top 2?
No.
For me.
I would have switched Street Fighter 2 with Marvel 2, if only because of what Street Fighter 2 did. But I'm fine either way.
I'm
good with it.
Motherfuckers is like trying to play them some Marvel because for good reasons. And Max has some really good reasons of why. You should definitely check out his vibe, or if you decide to ever come out with a YouTube video with this shit, responding to this, make sure you guys go check that shit out. Because yeah, man, like it was a really good explanation of why he said Marvel 2, and like how and why there's 2 different ways to play that game. Because it really is 2 different ways to play the game. It's a way the pros play it and the way you casually play it. And everybody in here casually plays the game. All right, we ain't playing those little pros. We're not picking Magneto, Storm, and Sentinel.
No.
Like
I can't even use them 3.
I can't. I don't know how to fucking use them motherfuckers. I'm using fucking me. Y'all know my team. I'm using Nash, Charlie fucking Nash. Yeah, Charlie Nash, Juggernaut, and some form of I'll actually pick a top tier Psylocke, or sometimes or more of the time it's usually Rogue. But I'm probably picking top tier Psylocke on that team. That's my actual team. I don't know if it's like Justin Wong's like a tier list thing, but yeah, man, there you go. There you go. Smash Bros. Ultimate number 1. It's video games the game. We have no question about that. So yeah, there you go. There's the top 20. That's our thoughts about the entries on this list. Why the fuck is War of the Heroes?
You say it right, cause he
War of fucking monsters. I'm never getting over that. We're moving on. All right, because we're gonna make this probably the last hack. I don't think we'll be able to get to unless we can talk about it real quick, man. We all know about Saudi, the Saudi Arabian government now owning, like, pretty much took over SNK. So we're gonna mention this for like 2 seconds and then moving on. I know, Bishop, you guys from what way you feel about it, because man, they motherfucking over there, like they ordering murders and shit. But hey, man, SNK, they saved the SNKs. KOF.
That thing, it's a bittersweet thing, because it's bitter because it's Saudi. I mean, not to diss anyone that's in the Middle East or that's from Saudi Arabia, but we know how y'all people, we know how like y'all top level people move. So yeah,
it's a little disheartening.
It's disheartening, but it's sweet because it saved the company.
Yeah, it's like you hate supporting it, but you still want to support it because you love SNK, but you hate supporting it because of the owners. It's between a hard and a rock place. We'll go more into that. We'll talk more about it next week in the next episode of the podcast, where we have a longer platform to talk about that shit. But anyway, moving on. We are going to get into today's topic. So NLBC Online has officially ended. We were going to talk about this last week when it was more close to like how it happened. But I probably should explain really quick how it happened, and then we can give ourselves like 15 minutes to kind of discuss and get your thoughts on like how motherfuckers went about it, and you know what you think could be both for the future or something like that, or just get your thoughts on overall like what you think probably could have been done different, if there's things you probably would have done different. So there were some issues, honestly, and I'll go ahead and just say the story, and I'll try to keep it as unbiased as possible, because I do have a little bit of a bias in it, considering the people that I know that got affected by my own and not because like any of their like a couple of my friends' personal like gripes with it. It's really only with one person with gripe. And it's basically what kind of blew up the whole thing during that. So NLBC happened 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, and basically there's a few players in Texas that were allowed to actually play, because Texas is not allowed to play in NLBC. NLBC is East Coast only, but because of like how Texas connections are, they are very laggy down there for a lot of people. Like a lot of people playing against Texas is very laggy in the past of that. But basically, a couple of people from Texas were allowed to play. Brian F. We all know who Brian F. is. Very well known Street Fighter player. And then Tristan Rivera. They were both in Texas. They were allowed to play, really because of like a whole issue where Brian was asked to come back, and they tested his connection and said it was fine. You're like, you know what? You can just play NLBC regardless, or like no matter what. It was really just for the 100th episode that they were allowed to come back for that one time, but instead of it being a one-time thing, they decided to make it on like, you know, for everything, but it was only for those two players. So a couple of other Texas players did ask. I know, like our friend El Chicote has asked for, or like a friend of his named Aronage asked, and who lives in Texas, has fiber internet, 1,000 up, 1,000 down internet, doesn't lag when narrow person. If it's an issue with the connection, it's either the netcode's fault, or it's the other player's internet connection is trash. Just so he asked for them, and he said, no, don't let Texas in. Okay, but you let Brian F. and just Rivera in. And they're like, they pretty much like the TO, but that goes by the name of Min. He gave a really short answer that basically didn't even answer why they don't let him in. So we'll just leave it at that. And then it comes out to Toy asking. Toy's a player from Louisiana. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Toy's a player from Louisiana. He puts Louisiana in his tag, puts it as his location, and reps it. But he currently lives in Texas. A lot of people already knew that he currently lives in Texas. He just puts Louisiana because that's where he's originally from. Like, it's saying even though I live in Chicago, I've been living in Chicago for the past like 13, 14 years, I put St. Louis as, in my tag or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from St. Louis. That's who I rep. That's where I'm from. So that's like me doing that. So let's get that out the way. And again, this is not me trying to sound biased. I'm putting everything together to where, everybody gets both sides heard. So that's what he did. So Toy asked, like, yo, you want to be able to sign up for this tournament? He's like, oh, yeah, let's do a connection. Men said they'll do a connection test, but then said, oh, wait, you're in Texas. We don't allow players from Texas in. And Toy asked, can you, that's kind of weird. Can you, especially since you let like 2 other Texas players in, can you let us know why? And his response was, and I quote, you can enter other tournaments if you like. It will remove you from the bracket. That was it. Nothing else said. So Toy made a tweet about it, and I saw the tweet early too. I saw it when it was first posted, and I was like, this is gonna blow up. As long as nobody fucking goes to, I'm like, all I did, and the thing I did was I retweeted it. I quote retweeted it and said, hey, I just hope T-Sweet can take a look at this and say, look, this is actually not okay. At least give us an answer on why this player is not allowed to play. And there you go. But this kind of attitude is kind of fucked up coming from a TO. Me also being a TO in my own tournament and having a TO begin on his own tournament. It's like kind of weird, right? So that's how I kind of felt about it. But again, that's me trying to that's me saying my side, like my look at it, and I'm kind of outside in, but it's also affecting, like, it affects my friend Aranage, because Aranage's from Texas and he has downs and up, downs and down. So a lot of that information also comes out that, okay, El Chico, they asked for Aranage and he was said no because he's from Texas, even though he just do a connection test, right? Should have just did a connection test, but they didn't give a reason why. They just said no, not allowed to go in. It's like, okay, well, the fuck? We ain't get no reason. It's kind of fucked up. At least give us a reason. We'll live with it regardless if it sucks or not. You know what I'm saying? But there was no reason given. And end of the day, it blew up. The tweet blew up. And Spooky himself got fucking irritated. Spooky is the runner of NLBC. He got tired of all the shit. Because he was already planning on, honestly, like, taking a step back from doing online tournaments, because he was doing it every week. And trust me, it's only 2 people doing that shit. It's him and men running that tournament. And then Arturo, when he's not trying to do he's helping with the Match Arena, which Arturo helped me get Match Arena part of, mind you. FYI. Let's throw that out there too. So again, this is how you can tell I don't really have a big bias in this fight. But I'm a guy that cares about what's fair. So basically, that's essentially what happened. Spooky said, you know what? Fuck the tournaments. We're done. I'm tired of doing them. I was hoping it didn't come to that. A part of me was like, he's probably going to be like, fuck this. This is probably a good way for him to get out from doing the online tournament weekly period anyway. But I was hoping he didn't do it. And I'm hoping it didn't come to that. But it came to that. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is. It's fine. You need a break anyway. Because, bro, I get what you mean by running tournaments every fucking week. I do it bi-weekly, and that shit fucking tired me out. I lost Saturdays. I lost entire weekends doing that shit. And I lost money. Like,
imagine every week, bro.
Every week. I'm like, there's no way I can do it every week. There's no way.
Yeah, yeah.
You need all kinds of like other sources helping and stuff like that.
Yeah, if the Matcherinos were getting like the highest Matcherino guy was like almost close to $300 one tournament. Okay. If the Matcherinos was getting like that twice that every week, I'd probably be like, you know what? Yeah, I can do it. And I'm throwing in $100 every other week of my own money to make a base pot for people to play the game, learn the game, have fun with the game. Just saying. Like, I get it. I completely understand why Spooky's tired, where he's coming from. And then, so I understand that part. But, so when he ended it, he came out with 2 explanations. One was a twit longer where he addressed everybody. And I'm pretty sure you guys saw that twit longer. And there was a video, actually. He actually addressed it on the stream. I think he put out a video about it too. Like, he actually took that VOD and put it on the YouTube. But there was a couple things in there where I'm like, bro, you made yourself look worse. Like, it actually didn't help the situation. Like, for one thing, yeah, we wanted to answer. Like, we can always argue the answer. It is what it is. But at least, like, yo, give us a reason why you're only letting 2 people from Texas go in, but not the rest of the state. That was my big thing about it. Anybody else that had an issue with outside of other shit and they try to compound that other shit within it, that's on them. That's whatever. And that is what it is. Even if I agree with it or not. But yeah, my whole thing was, yo, you can't exclude motherfuckers and give like special privilege to other people. It don't sit right with me. But I mean, everybody else's argument was, well, it's their tournament. They can run it the way they want to. I'm like, that's fine. I just want an explanation. And if that's the explanation, like as far as, yo, we think all Texas players lagging. Okay, that's fine. And I mean, you should have never allowed Brian and Tristan Rivera to go in. Because all these other motherfuckers are gonna ask. And the only way you really alleviate this without having any issues, which y'all didn't want to do this, just run a speed test. But here's the thing: it is a lot of time to vet players. So I get why you're like, bro, I ain't got time to vet all these players every week. But that comes with the job. You're gonna put this on, put on this public service with people. There's certain things that you do have to kind of be on it, like, okay, maybe the customer's a little right about this. You kind of have to just be fair. Be fair and be like, yo, here it is. Here's the thing. Here, like, we think all Texas players are laggy, but let's see how this runs. You know what I'm saying? Like with this, like if you pass the speed test, you pass it completely and not know, oh, I got 3 upload and 10 download. I'm like, yo, you still gonna lag, dog. I'm sorry. If you have fiber internet, I'd give you a pass. You know what I'm saying? If it was my tournament and you had fiber internet, no matter where the fuck you're from, with this shitty ass net code, if you're from Texas, where Texas is in a shitty ass spot, it's south in the middle. They play on West Coast, they lag. They play on East Coast, they lag. You're on lag regardless. But man, they got fucking fiber internet and they barely lag with a lot of motherfuckers. If they lag with motherfuckers on the West Coast and they don't lag with motherfuckers on the East Coast, maybe let them in. That's my opinion, but that's my opinion. That's pretty much the gist of the story. We can go into a part 2 about this next week for sure, because we only got about 7 minutes left. But I want to hear y'all thoughts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, if the player was already in the bracket, he should just let him stay in and then tell him, like, you know, whatever protocol going forward. But I do agree with you as far as like the speed testing, verifying that the speeds were legit, because that's shady, man. Gonna take him out the bracket. He was already in there.
Yeah, that don't sit right. That
yeah, I didn't like that.
Letting other people pop in and you're telling other people that essentially sound like they're in the same circumstances that they can't hop in, and then you're gonna not give them a like. Sometimes I get it. You're not entitled to a reason to why something is the way it is. Like, I get it, and it sucks, but I get it. But I feel like in a case like this, the reason why someone should be told something is literally because you let someone else do it. Like, if you're gonna let someone else do it, you gotta tell this other person why they can't.
And do it.
Because the point, it looks like, because it looks like favoritism if you're not giving an explanation at that point. You know what I'm saying? It looks like favoritism at that point.
That's all. Yeah, exactly. And that's and we don't want to assume shit, but you're throwing that out there and then you're doing it with a shitty ass attitude. Like, and your excuse is, oh, New Yorkers are short. We're short voiced and blah 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 like that. Bro, like y'all then maybe there's an issue with the state of New York apparently, because either y'all too short and then y'all let 9 persons of color say the N-word and shit like that. Well, we're not gonna get into that part of the topic. But anyway, I'm just saying, bro, like you open yourself up to a lot of dumb shit. Like all you had to do is be like, yo, we're not letting people in, this is why. We're done. Even if you're gonna be that short about it, at least you just give a reason why. And motherfuckers are not gonna like the reason why, but at least it's a reason. We can move on from there.
Could have been like, oh yeah, we just decided to only allow,
these 2 players because they've been vetted.
Yeah, because of this, whatever. And but next time,
that's
blah,
it.
Blah blah.
You didn't have to say anything else further than that. We only decided to let these 2 players because of this. We only decided to let these 2 players because of the height. That was a reason. That's the exact quote reason why Spooky said, yeah, this is why we let Brian into his career in, because we want to let people in that bring the height to our tournaments. Shitty reason, but it's still a reason, right?
See,
I would have been like, okay.
I respect that. Yeah, like if you gonna give me a reason, like if you just give me a reason, like basically it's a case of once you give me a reason, I know I gotta hold that L. Like I don't even know what L I'm holding if you don't give me no reason.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what it was, man. It was just a disrespect. It was out, and it wasn't Spooky's fault necessarily. It's basically the fault of the fault of men. Honestly, that's all it was. And what sucks about it too is because like Spooky got pushed to the point because motherfuckers was going to stream, going at Spooky. Motherfuckers were tweeting at Spooky in a negative light. The only motherfucker I saw that tweeted him saying like, "Hey, I feel like this isn't right. I hope like I don't want the tournament to end. I love NLBC, and I just hope that you take a look at this and just maybe go through and fix whatever issue is going on." It's me. I was the only motherfucker that tweeted that shit. I was the only motherfucker that actually tweeted that Spooky like, "Yo, can we fix this? Because I really love NLBC. I love the work that y'all do. Can we do this?" I'm the only one that came in a respectful manner. Everybody else was a bunch of assholes about it.
Yeah, I seen some of the responses. Folks weren't using their words the way they should have been.
Yeah, man, that was coming at Spooky and Art about that shit. Rough. And I was the only person. And you know what? Yeah, I don't like hubris, and I don't like to give myself a lot of credit. Y'all know me, but I am not gonna sit here and lie to myself. A lot of y'all was a bunch of bitches about that shit. Y'all ain't had to come at Spooky. It was Ben's fault. And yeah, and according to a lot of other friends in there, Ben is a good guy, right? Gen's a good guy to a lot of people, right? I never had a problem with men, but I had a problem with how that situation was. I looked at it as unfair, and all I personally asked for was a fucking explanation. Like I said, man. But yeah, there we go, man. That's time. We gotta head out. That is the end of part 1. We're gonna continue both of these topics, NLBC and the Saudi SNK in the next episode next week. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one.
Oh yeah,
fellas. Do you have anything else before we go ahead and pop off?
No, I'm good.
No
jumpsuits.
Right. Good. So far, good.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is episode 36. This is part 1 of all this series, and we're gonna go ahead and get into part 2 next week, episode 37. I hope to see y'all there on the recording. We're gonna continue to try to talk to everybody that's like popping in with the chat and everything. And yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. Like as far as that goes. So shout out to Samurai, shout out to Citizen, everybody in there. It sucks that Spooky got burned out from this shit. It sucks that Spooky came at over this shit because of one of his TOs acting the way he was acting. I mean, as far as men being a good guy, hey, again, I don't have a problem with men. I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem with men. Like, I have a problem with spookier men. Like when they told me that one time, like, oh, you're supposed to do remember, that was in the rules. You're supposed to do a internet check test before you when you first sign up. I was like, well, I signed up NLBC before, but it's not a big deal. I'll just sign up for next week and then make sure I'm on time to do that. Not a big deal. I ain't worried about it. And it was like, yeah, it's all good, man. Just come back next week. That's how that conversation went. That's all we ask for. Explanation.
That's how that should have went.
That's how this situation should have went.
Yeah.
And we didn't have no problems with it. Not giving explanations, not talking to motherfuckers, not communicating. This is this is a big life lesson for anyone. Not communicating causes more problems than it's worth. Simple as that. Just communicate. Just communicate.
Yeah, because your situation sounded like that was so simply solved. Like, bruh, like that it could have been that easy.
Oh, y'all could have pressed it was that easy button. You know what I'm saying? But man, that's where we're going on with part one, man. That's what we're gonna end right there. Episode 36, and we out of here, y'all.
Deuces.
Peace.